Scene script. Have you ever considered the precision of timing in your life? We often let the tick-tock of our daily routines overshadow the significance of timing. Yet, it's a silent orchestrator, subtly managing our lives' ebb and flow. Now, imagine a higher power weaving this tapestry of time. This is where divine intervention comes into play, intricately tied to the concept of timing. As we delve deeper, we'll uncover the beauty of this synchronicity. Today we will explore a compelling story that illustrates the concept of God is on time. Our story begins with a man named John who lived in a small town. This town, although quaint and charming, was a place where dreams were often stifled and ambitions were frequently met with skepticism. But John, our protagonist, was different. He was a man of unwavering faith and relentless determination, always believing that his life was destined for something greater. Life, however, was not always kind to John. His journey was paved with obstacles and setbacks that would have deterred any ordinary person. He faced financial struggles that seemed insurmountable, personal losses that left him heartbroken, and professional setbacks that shook his confidence. But through it all, John held on to his faith. He believed that every setback was a setup for a comeback, that every disappointment was just an appointment with something better. But as time passed, John began to question the timing of his life. He saw his peers advancing in their careers, starting families, and achieving success while he was still struggling. He wondered if he was behind in life, if he was running out of time. He had always believed that everything happened for a reason, that there was a divine timing for everything. But as he watched his dreams remain unrealized and his prayers seem unanswered, he began to question if he was on the right path. He questioned if he was making the right decisions, if he was following the right path, if his timing was off. He felt like he was always a step behind, always out of sync with the rhythm of life. His faith wavered, and he wondered if he was being punished for some unknown transgression. He was beginning to lose hope. And yet, despite these struggles, John held on to his faith. He believed that God was working behind the scenes, that he was orchestrating events in his favor, that his timing was perfect. He just needed to be patient. And so, although he questioned, although he doubted, John held on to his faith. He believed, even when it was hard to believe. John was beginning to question if he was on the right path or if his timing was off. However, little did John know that his life was about to take a dramatic turn. John's life had been a series of uphill battles. He was constantly faced with challenges that tested his faith and resilience. But amidst the turmoil, a chain of events began to unfold, events that seemed to be perfectly timed, almost as if orchestrated by a divine hand. Just when John felt like he was on the brink of giving up, he received an unexpected job offer from a company he had long admired. This offer came at a time when he was on the verge of losing hope, his savings dwindling, and his faith wavering. The job not only provided financial stability, but also reignited his passion for his craft. Soon after, he crossed paths with an old friend from his childhood. This friend introduced him to a community group that became his second family, a source of support and encouragement during his lowest moments. The timing of this reunion, just when he needed a support system, felt more than mere coincidence. Then, there was the day he found a stray dog on his doorstep. Despite his initial reluctance, he decided to adopt the dog. This furry friend brought so much joy and companionship into his life, filling a void he didn't even know existed. The dog's arrival seemed perfectly timed, a balm for his loneliness. Each of these events, seemingly random and unrelated, were like pieces of a puzzle falling into place. They led him to opportunities and blessings he never thought possible. They were the silver linings in his cloud-filled sky, the answers to his silent prayers. In retrospect, John realized that the moments of despair, the waiting, the uncertainty, all had a purpose. What he initially perceived as wrong timings were actually stepping stones leading him to this point. They were not obstacles, but opportunities in disguise. John understood that God's timing was perfect. Every delay, every setback, every disappointment was part of a grander plan, meticulously designed for his growth and fulfillment. John realized that all the seemingly wrong timings in his life were actually leading him to this point. He understood that God's timing was perfect. This realization led John to understand a profound concept. John discovered that the divine operates on a timeline that is often incomprehensible to our human minds. You see, the concept of God is on time is not about our earthly schedules or calendars. It transcends the ticking of our clocks and the turning of our calendars. Let's delve a little deeper into John's story. Remember when he was at his lowest, feeling as if all hope was lost? It was at that precise moment that he experienced a divine intervention, a moment that seemed random to him, but was, in fact, perfectly timed. John's story is a beautiful illustration of how divine timing often works in mysterious ways, far beyond our understanding. The concept of God is on time reminds us that divine intervention doesn't always align with our personal expectations or timelines. It may not come when we want it to, but it always arrives when we need it the most. The divine plan is always in motion, even when we can't see it. It's like a beautifully orchestrated symphony where every instrument, every note is played at just the right moment. To our ears, the music may sometimes sound discordant, but to the divine conductor, it's a harmonious melody. John's story is a testament to the fact that even when we feel like the timing is off, God is always on time. So, what can we learn from John's story? John's journey has shown us that life's trials and tribulations are not arbitrary but rather part of a divine plan. It's through these experiences that we learn, grow, and become the people we are meant to be. The concept of God is on time is not just a comforting phrase, it's a way of understanding the world and our place in it. We've seen how John's life, with its ups and downs, was shaped by this belief. His faith guided him through tough times, reinforcing the idea that everything happens when it's meant to, according to a higher plan. In our own lives, we too can see this divine timing at work if we look closely. It's in the unexpected blessings that come our way, the challenges that make us stronger, and the moments of joy that surprise us when we least expect them. Remember, when we think we are off track or the timing seems wrong, take a moment to reflect and trust that God is always on time.